I once met a person. It was a guy, really nice person. He had a master's degree, very brilliant person. Like, I could see the potential. And somehow he was into drug use, to the point that he became addicted to it. But each time that I would see him, each time that I would talk with him, pray together, just talk, life to life talk, he will share his dreams, he will share how brilliant he was in school. And he was really a sharp guy. I mean, a master's, kind of first class, really, really great guy. Each time that we were talking still, despite him being a drug addict at that point, I will always see him getting out of the addiction, being saved and rescued, being in a very mature position, and grow to have a ministry or have work or build a rehab center that will actually help other drug addicts. Like, each time that I would see him, like, I could see the potential. I'll always tell him that, bro, literally get out of this thing, or if you get out, God can use you to raise out other people. But till today, nothing was done. The great potential that was once there, no longer there. I mean, it's still there, but the manifestation of it is literally non-existent. So I kept asking myself the question, what is this thing that we call potential? What is this thing that is there? It can yield to so many things, but why is it that most often than not, if we are honest, it doesn't yield? You have potential, I have potential, but will it yield or will it die? So what kills potential? If you're like me, then you maybe know someone that you used to know have great potential, but a few years later, you look at the person, it's like they're a shadow of what they could have been if that potential was developed and manifested. So that's the topic of today. What kills potential? What can you do to not only have potential, but to manifest it, to shift from an area or an arena of potential as an idea to an actualization and a manifestation of that potential in your lifetime? So let's dive right in. Hello you, welcome to this channel. This is Leading with Glory. My name is Glory Divine and it is my utmost pleasure to have you here. If this is your first time, let me introduce the channel to you. This is a place where young people are built to be leaders that God can trust and that men will want to follow. If this is your first time, please subscribe, share, write a comment and like. It will help with the reach. Okay, let's dive right in. What kills potential? And if you know what kills potential, then you can find and figure out how to grow your potential so that it stops being an idea, an illusion, but it becomes a manifestation where we get results, tangible things we can touch. Okay, let's dive. The very first thing that kills potential is lack of good motivations. Yeah. The first thing that kills your potential is to having bad motivation. Your motives matter as much as your results. Now we're in a generation where we want to post everything on social media. We want to accomplish things, host events, host programs, build apps, build organizations, just so that we can post it on LinkedIn, just so that we can put it on our Instagram, TikToks, so that we can share it, network with it, and all the blah, blah, blah. And it's beautiful that we are in such a quest for results. But it's also very important to realize that our motives behind undertaking those actions matter as much, if not even more than going for the actual action. Your motives matter. Why? I usually like to say that your actions are not sponsored only by your will. Your actions, those things that you do, most of the times the actions that we actually put together or act on are not things that we sat down and consciously decided to do. Often not. They are just, we just do them. You blink an eye. You don't have to think and tell your mind blink an eye. You just blink an eye. When you sit and you feel hungry and you go to eat, you don't have to debate with yourself. Most of the actions that we take are sponsored not just by our will. They are sponsored not just by the actions or the quest for the results, but they are sponsored by our mindset. And our mindset are sponsored by our belief systems. We all have a belief system. Believe me, you have a belief system, things that you believe about you. And those belief systems form your mindset. And your belief systems, if they are wrong, can form in you a failure mindset. Or they can form in you a victorious mindset, where you sit and you think and you're like, victory is mine. There's a victor's mindset and there's a failure mindset, and they are powered by your belief system. And your mindset are what engineer your actions. So if your belief systems are wrong, which is why you have your motivations, which sponsor why you want to do things, the inherent question of why, which is very important. If those belief systems are wrong, the mindset with which you start a project is wrong, then your actions, no matter what you do, will not be the right ones. There's a difference between good and right. And what you're aiming for when it comes to building your potential is not the good, but it's the right. It may be good, but not right. Let me take a very simple example. A few months back, I was thinking about my organization, Educate Young Girls. And I was like, I just want to do a conference, a youth conference. Let's just do a conference around leadership or around, I don't know, self-development. Like, let's just do a conference. I didn't think much about the topic. I didn't think much about the goal. I didn't think much about the impact. I was just like, let's just do a conference. Do you want to know why I really wanted to do a conference? Because I was like, let other organizations too. They also know that Educate Young Girls can also do a conference and be successful in doing a conference. At some point, let me say, disclaimer, I had to stop myself and say your motivations are wrong. So even if you go there, I know you will have very good results. I know if you go there, you do that conference, people's lives will seem like they have been impacted and touched, but you will have failed because you didn't go with the right motivations. And when the motivations are wrong, they're like the foundation. If the foundation of the house is destroyed or wrong, what can we do about the house? It will fall. It will collapse. So one of the pitfalls around failing in terms of manifesting your potential is that at first, your motivation for developing that potential was wrong. You wanted to develop your potential because you wanted to be the first. You wanted to develop the potential, not because of something extra, or just because you wanted to pepper your peers. Your peers should know that you too can build an app. They built an app. You can build an app, so I'm starting an app. Nothing. You didn't think much about it. That's even one of the reasons why a lot of times people are rushing to do things. And I'm like, see it. Because what is sponsoring that rush sometimes, I'm not saying speed, I'm saying rush. What is sponsoring it most of the times is the wrong motivations. The wrong motivations. They are killers. They are fox that kill your potential. So before even entering into a journey of developing your potential, make sure that your motivations are right. Make sure that you don't want to do it because you want to pepper people. That is not because you want to prove to others. And sometimes it's not even about others. Sometimes it's about ourselves. I want to do it because I want to prove it to myself. No, you're not proving anything to anybody, not even yourself. So have a better motive. Now, let me take a very clear example. If you take it because you want to prove it to yourself and trail strike, you know the first thing that you say to yourself, who even see? It was just to prove to myself now, let me just leave this thing and move on. And you will leave that thing and you will not be consistent with it because the motivation, the mindset with which you entered it was a wrong one at first. So I hope you got it. My question for you is, do you have any wrong motivation sitting around? Are the activities you are doing sponsored by the wrong motivations? People may not know it, but you cannot lie to yourself. And if you had been lying to yourself, let the truth be revealed now. Are your motives right? Are the reasons why you are doing the things you are doing right? Are the reasons why you are building your potential, building your skills and talents right? If they are wrong, they won't last. The second thing that kills and destroys potential is your comfort zone. Comfort mentality. I cannot go beyond my comfort zone. If they don't pay me this much, I'm not taking that job. Don't get me wrong, people should pay you well. But there is sometimes that comfort mentality where it's like, I cannot go out of my comfort zone. There is a conference that will benefit your life, that will benefit you on so many levels. But you will not go because you're like, I'm an introvert. I don't like talking to people as much. You don't like. A comfort mentality will destroy your potential. And most of the times, let me be honest, it takes going out of your comfort zone to produce some types of results. It takes going out of your comfort zone to seek that friendship that will better you. It takes going out of your comfort zone to ask for forgiveness. It takes going out of your comfort zone to learn a new skill. It takes going out of your comfort zone to earn a new degree. It takes going out of your comfort zone to start doing the public speaking you've been thinking about. Let me say the truth, I'm camera shy. I don't like cameras at all. And at some point, I had to sit with myself and realize that glory, if you don't start doing this thing now, you might never summon the courage to actually do it. What if I had stayed in my room? You never would have had Leading with Glory. And 10 years from now, when people will be listening to Leading with Glory and will go back to this very video, what if I had stopped? They'll never see it. It takes going out of your comfort zone. It takes trying those same things that feels like they are out of reach, that feels scary, that feels like full of fear, that feels daring, audacity. It takes taking that step out of your comfort zone to actually achieve something. So remove that mentality of comfort. If you had that mentality, I plead with you, remove it. It will not better you. It will not help you. Especially if you're in your early years. Sacrifice yourself now. This is the time where you can intentionally put pressure on yourself to achieve some types of results. It is the time. It's not when you're 40, not when you're 50, it's not when you're 60. You can still do it at those ages, but it will be way more painful. Now that you are wired to push, now that you are wired with the strength to run, now that you are wired with the mental capacity to endure what needs to be endured so that you can make it true. From potential to results. Number 3 on my list that I want to talk about that kills, that's the fox of potential, is focus. Lack of focus. You lack focus. And there are 2 types of focus that I want to talk about here. But before I start, let me say focus is your ability to stay and keep your attention on one thing and do it. One thing per time per season and do it. I've realized something, that in our generation as young people, we lack focus. They say when you are posting on social media, trim it to 60 seconds, trim it to 90 seconds because the attention span of people don't move up to 15 seconds. That's a bad thing. It's not something to be proud of. And I see people saying, oh, my attention span is lower than 20 seconds. If you want to catch me in the first 20. It is a bad thing because if you lack the capacity to focus your attention on something, you will never be able to succeed. You will keep being a follower. You keep being an eater. You keep being someone who is being fed rather than feeding others. You keep being a consumer rather than actually doing the thing. It's not the best thing for your attention span to be that small. It takes attention, it takes focus, it takes deep work to put things together and to be productive and to be effective. But one thing I realize is that we lack the busy mentality. We want to be busy doing everything and we end up being a master and nothing. So there are 2 types of focus I want to talk about here. The first one is your capacity to do deep work without distractions. Can you stay and read a book without checking your phone, without checking your emails, without checking your bank account? And here, can you do that? If you cannot, it's a bad thing. Can you stay focused on reading something? You are trying to do rehearsals for singing. Can you stay and do your warm-ups without checking your phone, without trying to go 10 seconds on Instagram? If you cannot develop the ability to do deep work with concentration, work with stamina and dedication very deeply and profoundly without distraction, you will not amount to a lot of productive work. There are some types of work, I should be honest. Sometimes I sit and I have to write something and I love listening to music. But at that time, even the smallest amount of noise or the most melodious music in my headphones will distract me. So I turn everything off. And sometimes you must be able to turn things off. Because if you are constantly distracted, if you are constantly busy doing shallow work, you will never get the time to do deep work, and therefore you will never develop your potential to the fullest. The second time of focus that I want to really talk about and emphasize is your ability to pick 2 or 3 things and stay with them. We like jumping from one stop to another. Today you're in this conference, the next day you're at that conference, the next day you're at this event, the next... When do you take the time to sit down and assimilate what you've learned? When? We are doing a retreat, for example, this December, and the reason for that is that I've realized that people go from one conference to another, and it's a good thing to want self-development, but you should also be honest with yourself that your capacity as a human being, the way you are formed makes it such that you need to sit and think back at those things that you've learned to actually make the goals and take the steps that will actually actualize them. Well, often enough, we jump. You are good at singing, you are good at dancing, you are good at cooking, you are good at public speaking, you are good at, and you want to develop 6 of them. It's a beautiful thing, but let me tell you the truth. You will never be a master at 6 things. It's very difficult. It's very rare. Often than not, per season, you need to have 2 or 3 things maximum that you are putting full dedication towards. But no, we want to have 5 organizations, want to have 3 businesses, and we want at the same time to organizing 20. Please, relax. Sometimes what is even pushing us to rush and do different things is the wrong motivations again. Rushing is not having speed. When you rush, you don't learn. When you rush, you lose things on the way. When you rush, you forget things. You know, when you are rushing to go to school, have it ever happened that you rush to go to school and you arrive in school and realize that you left the notebook for that class? Now what did you come to school to do? Or you were rushing, you left the charger of your laptop. Now in class, your laptop dies. Rushing is not the same thing as speed. So avoid rushing. Pick 1 or 2 or 3 maximum things and focus your attention in it. Out of the very beautiful talents and gifts you have, pick 2 or 3 and decide to master it. Being average in 10 different skills will not pay you. But being a master, being an expert in 1 or 2 things will pay you more. If you want to try it, try it. And you'll come back and say thank you for that. The 4th thing that kills potential is lack of consistency. You like doing things in an ad hoc pace. You don't have a schedule for things. You know you want to develop your singing, but you never set time to warm up. You know you want to develop your writing skills, but you never set up time to write. You know you have the potential to write a book or even 2 books per year, but where are you? You haven't written anything. Even 10 pages of the book itself, you haven't written. But you have the potential to deliver at this stage of your life 1 or 2 books per year. The potential is there, but it's been wasted and slowly is dying. Consistency is what keeps your potential going and actually leads to its manifestation. When you lack consistency, believe me, it kills surely, slowly but surely it will kill your potential. What is consistency? When you hear people talking about people that go to the gym often, when they want to advise their friends, like, oh, to go to the gym, they'll be like, don't go today and do 2 hours. Don't go and do 5 hours today. And then tomorrow you sleep. What you should do is do 30 minutes today, do 30 minutes tomorrow, do 30 minutes the day after. And then it will build up and it will become a habit and it will be easier. But when people are talking about, you need to start eating healthy, what do they tell you? They tell you that don't try eating the most healthiest today. What you should do is try adjusting a little bit your calorie intake. Try adjusting a little bit. Add a little bit vegetables today. Add a little bit vegetables tomorrow. Do it for 31 days. Do it for 60 days to re-emphasize the cycle of the habit. And then it will become a habit such that when you see a plate of food before you and there are no vegetables, you're like, this thing lacks something. Why? Because it's consistent. But some of us, we like to do things at an ad hoc pace. We want to do 10 hours of writing today, 2 hours tomorrow, 0 for the next month. Then we come back with fire. We are writing for 15 hours. It's not about the number of hours. It's not about the intensity. Usually it's about the consistency. If you don't consistently build time to develop your gift, to develop your talent, to develop that potential, it might never manifest. Having a schedule also helps you a lot when trials of life come, when you become busy with some other things. When you have a scheduled time for that development of yourself, you are more likely to take it. Let's take an example. You've decided that you want to read a book per month and you've blocked out 30 minutes per day for reading. What will happen is that when difficulties strike, if you have blocked that 30 minutes on your calendar or you've blocked it on your notebook or somewhere, at that time, you will skip. You will do that thing before you continue with thinking and worrying about the trial. You hear what I'm saying? So schedule it. Try to be consistent in building yourself, in building that potential, in building that talent. It is very important. The fifth thing that I've seen that destroys the potential of many people is the wrong environment. Emphasize it for me. The wrong environment. The wrong environment will destroy you, will kill you, will bury you, and the people will forget about you. You will never even try to manifest before you have been extinguished. Some of you, you have so much great potential. You are a very good poet. You know how to write. But you are in the wrong environment where they keep telling you, is it with poems that you make money? They keep telling you, is it with this? So you want to mean that it's by writing poems that you earn a living? How will you feed your children? When you grow up, what will your siblings say? You are even the firstborn. Hey, when your lastborn will be richer than you. Is that when so now you give up on the dream? You are not like more writing poems. Well, if you have continued writing those poems, in the right environment, if you have surrounded yourself with people that will see the beauty of that gift and will appreciate it and will tell you how to sponsor it, they will tell you how to steward it for it to be better, you will have been far. Some of you knew how to sing, you knew how to draw, like painting was. I had a cousin. He was really good at painting. He could look at you, draw you. Sometimes he didn't even need to look at you. Like one day I went to his parents' house. He had drawn the father and the mom and some of the siblings. Like everywhere pasted was his paintings. Beautiful. He didn't develop it because he was in the wrong environment. Let's be honest. Sometimes the culture we are at the wrong environment. Sometimes the family we are in, without knowing it, killed the dream. If that's the case for you, try seeking an outside support. Try building a community of dreamers like you, of painters like you, of art people like you. Try building a community of people that even though at home they are insulting you that this dream will not lead to anything, this talent will not lead, that there are other people too that are like, this thing will go far. And I'm not saying that forget everything and focus just on that. You can try 1 or 2 things or 3. But I'm saying that don't give up just because you're in the wrong environment. Sometimes the wrong environment is yourself. You know how to sing. You know how to cook. You are very good at mathematics. Like engineering, you could literally do it. But you are scared of doing this. You're like, what if I try and I fail? You are the wrong environment for yourself. So what you should do now is cast yourself out of yourself. and decide to wear a victor's mentality and try. So I want to say, stop undermining yourself. And if you're in the wrong environment, outsource the better environment. And if you have the capability to change your environment, change it to be in an environment that will support and sponsor what you are currently doing, or sponsor and help you better steward the gift and the potentials in you. The sixth and the final thing, number 6 on my list, is the last, but is definitely not the least thing, is to have an end goal vision in your head. Many people fail. Many people never actualize their potential because they don't know what the end product will look like. You are a believer. Do you know what the end product of a valiant believer should be? We just know you should behold Christ and be changed into his image. What are those things in Christ that you need to behold and be changed into the same image? Do you know the characters you should seek out for? Let's even move to professional life. Do you know what you want to be in 10 years? You say you want to do coding, you want to do coding, you want to do coding. You have been keeping building apps, very beautiful apps. Now, what would you want to be in 10 years? When the end of your career arrives, what will you want it to look like? Do you have a vision? And that's why many people give or suggest the idea of a vision board, which I really agree with. If you can do a vision board, provided it doesn't become an idol. But I'm saying have an end goal in mind. Have an end product. Visualize. Take a look at a painter. Before a painter starts painting, he kind of knows what he wants the painting to look like. That's why he's drawing what he has seen in his mind. When you want to build a house, they advise you to get an architect. What is the role of an architect? To draw the house. The architect will draw. Sometimes the architect will go thus far into producing a 3D model that will tell you exactly what each piece will look like. Like this room will look like this, the bed will be like this. Sometimes they'll tell you the painting, the color will be like this. Sometimes they'll tell you this is the type of like, they will give you stuff, and then based on that drawing, they will now tell you this is how the foundation should be laid. These are the type of ties that you should buy. This is the quantity of cement that will be needed, and then they give you a cost breakdown of what the house will cost. So even to build a house, the master builder knows that he needs the plans of an architect. But look at you. Your life is more important than a house. Way more important than a painting. But you don't know what you want it to look like. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't. If you really want to succeed, think about what do I want the end goal, the end product of this potential to be like. You know how to cook. You are gifted at cooking. That's a very beautiful thing. But do you know that that potential can manifest in several different ways? Whether you're a man or a woman, the first way it can manifest is you decide to cook for your spouse. You're like, when I grow up, when I get married, my spouse will never eat dirty meals. I will cook for him or her. Oh, beautiful. The second way you can manifest it is, I want to open a restaurant. I'll open a restaurant in this village. I will serve rice and tomato stew. I will serve this and that. It will be a very nice one. Someone will go for that and say, I must open a 5-star restaurant. When people come to my restaurant, they are surprised. Another one will go for them, like, I want to teach other people how to cook. I want to have a master class. I'll have a master class where I teach people how to cook. That's how I dream of fulfilling, of knowing that my potential is mature. Another person will go and say, I want to open a franchise. I want different branding, chains of my restaurants everywhere, in the sense that I write down recipes and they break world records. Do you know that all of those come from that same cooking gift? But all of them envision what the cooking gift will realize differently. And because of the end vision they have in mind, they'll develop their goals, they'll develop their potential differently. The person who wants to write world-breaking recipes will be diligent. They will know that the diligence is important. But the person who is just trying to cook for their spouse, at some point, if life happens and they realize that they need money, they can literally forget about the cooking and go do a cyber security job. So it's not that much about the potential itself. It's not that much about the gift or the talent itself. It's about the vision you have for it and the sacrifice you are willing to pay to see it manifest. And that's how I'll end this video. We talked about 5 different things that kill your potential. 6 things too that you can do to increase your potential. We said that one, I beg, go and rewatch if you forgot. Go and rewatch. That means that your attention span was not the best. Go and sit and watch and put your attention to it. And you realize that if you follow these steps and you avoid these foxes, you'll manifest your potential in Jesus' name. But it takes diligence, it takes sacrifice, it takes vision, it takes the right environment, it takes the right motives, it takes the willingness to consistently be focused on that thing you're doing. So this is the end of the video, and this was Leading with Glory. And again, my name is Glory Divine. I know you were blessed, so please share with a friend that needs to grow their potential. Someone you know has it in them, that you want to see them succeed. You yourself listen to it again. Write down as you are listening to each point. Decide a goal that you fulfill. Take an action. Take a step. Take a concrete decision based on these things, and see your life being transformed to a better point. Drop a comment, subscribe to this page, like, so that it should be shareable with a lot of other people. As always, this is your girl, and it was my pleasure having you here today. Have a great day.